Hi, this is our follow-up video to our wire wrap crystal class. You can see the examples that Yvette and Kat and I created on Friday. So I just wanted to do a close-up video on this wrap and how it's done from the simple adding the beads to the top. You can add your beads to your sides, and you can, I think there's one, add extra beads. Here's a little piece of green kyanite that has a piece of blue. Oh wait, no, this isn't the one. It's all one piece of blue green kyanite. Well, I'm going to show you how to add a little crystal inside this wrap as well. So I have a piece of hematoid quartz. It's a pretty nice even piece. It's got a really great face. I don't know if anyone can see it right here. Oh, let's see if I can get it. Oh, anyway, if you can't see it, trust me, it's really beautiful. And then we have this other shield face on the side there. So I'm going to wrap this one. I don't know which way I'm going to wrap it, actually. I think this way. I think this is going to be my top, and this is going to be my bottom. And then I pulled myself out a little piece of orange kyanite and a little piece of shungite, and I'm going to wrap those right on top. So the first thing that you want to do is you use your wire. I'm going to use 22 gauge wire for these. It's a pretty easy wire to twist, because that's actually what we're going to be doing, is twisting, and it holds up pretty well. So I have about 2 18-inch pieces. I've got a silver piece and a bronze piece, and I chose to do 2 different colors so that you can see the wrap on the crystal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my middle, and I'm going to kind of just go to the side here. And this is where I'm going to start my wrap. This is actually the hardest part, because it's hard to get it nice and tight. So if you can't do it, if it doesn't get tight, don't worry about it. We can tighten it up later. So your first little wrap, you're going to just hold your wires in your fingers. And then I always just cross one side, just like that. And then I take my other hand, and I'm really holding on to these to keep them nice and straight. And I just turn this way. I am a creature of habit, so I have my nice 3 turns, and you can see the crystals, or the wraps here, each wire. This will actually be really helpful to have 2 different colors wire. So what I'm going to do is right inside this little elbow, I am going to place an edge of my crystal. The reason I do that, you can see it just sits nicely in there, and it's going to hold it on tight. Then once you have your edge, you pull your wires around to the other side. If I can get it even, I think this side here is going to be the even one. Cross one over the other, and you're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. And you can see what I mean, the difference between this wrap and this wrap. This is much tighter, much more concise is not the right word. It's tighter. And this wrap is a little bit loose, so I'm going to come back and I'm just going to turn it one more time. See if I can get that a little bit tighter. Do one more to even that up. So now I have my first wraps. You can see my wire is loose on my quartz crystal. Don't worry about that just yet. We will take care of that at the end. I am going to position it down here, right to just above this face. The next step that you're going to do is just take these wraps that you did and turn them up. So now the wrap is following my edge, my little side edge there. Same on both sides. So we've taken our little wraps, we've turned them up on the side, and now we have all these long little pieces sticking out. What we're going to do now is we're going to take these extras and cross them in the front. You can see my crystal has slipped out. There we go. Don't worry about it. This is totally fixable. We're not to the point where we have to worry about anything being super tight right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my extras and I'm going to cross them in the front of the crystal. I'm actually going to choose to cross them at this little edge, rather right in front of that face. So in order to do that, I'm going to bring over 1 all the way to where I want to cross them, this little edge, and then my other. I crossed them wrong. Well, there is no wrong or right crossing them. For me, I like to cross left over right. So, and that's just the way that I twist. So I'm crossing them right there at that edge. And I'm just going to place one little twist. One. See if I've got it right. If I'm in the right spot, I'm just going to go ahead and do my 3. So I've got that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to the front side. I've crossed on the right hand side edge where the crystal faces meet, so this right hand side. I'm going to do the same on the back. I'm going to do it on this right hand side. So I'm going to cross all the way over, position my second wire, and then I'm just going to turn 1, 2, 3. So then I've got my 2 little crosses, or 3 little crosses. I've got my wire sticking out on this edge, my wire sticking out on this edge. So now I'm going to turn these up. There's my wire and this side. So that is how you do. You keep crossing opposite sides all the way up to the top. So now I have to decide where I want to do this. I think I'm actually going to cross it on this back face here, this face on this side. So in order to do that, I'm going to bring this around, cross 2, 3, and the same thing on this side. Where am I at? I'm going to cross it right here. One, 2, 3. The wires pulled some extras, and then I'm going to cross it up or push it up. So you can see my little wraps are now stepping their way up the crystal. I think I'm going to add in the kyanite and the shungite in this front face right here. So in order to do that, I'm just going to lay them right there. Do my shungite this way. I'm going to lay them right there. So now I'm going to pull this piece. I think I'm going to cross it on this face again. Got my fingers on those, and I'm going to cross on this face. I'm following this little twist. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to turn up. So now I've got my little shungites, or my shungite and my orange kyanite. And you can see it's a little bit wobbly there. So I'm going to wrap one more over the top there. I think I'm going to do right in the middle here as I get near, well, no, I'm going to do right here. I'm going to follow this side, right on this side, on the other side of the orange kyanite. One, 2, 3, which means I'm going to do on this side here. So you just keep alternating your way up in whatever, oh, that's got them nice and tight. In whatever pattern you like. I'm going to do the next one right here. I am getting to the bottom edge of this face of the crystal. So I've got to think about ending this, which I can do to the right and to this one. So to end, to make your top, this is the earring wrap that we do. Oh, see, I kind of messed up. So I've got my wraps are really close here, and I actually need one back here. So I need to unwrap this. So I've unwrapped it, and I've got these little squiggles in there, and I'm just going to gently even that back out so we can rewrap it. So where's my top one? So my second one I need on the opposite side of here, so I need to wrap it right there. I just wrapped it a little bit too close. Okay, so I've ended opposite sides, and I have my wrap. My crystal is wrapped all the way up. My shungite and my kyanite are in there. You can see the kyanite's a little bit wiggly, but we'll take care of that. There's a little bit of space right here. We'll take care of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my bail at the top. I'm going to use the earring wrap to do so. There's a few different ways you can do that. You can just use all 4 of these tail ends twisted all the way up and then wrap everything together, which is a nice way to do it. It's nice and easy. Or I think what I'm going to do is see if I can keep this a little bit separated for just a sec. So I'm just taking these and I'm twisting them together because I'm going to use them as one wire. And then I'm going to do the same with these. The reason I'm doing it this way is because these are a little bit shorter on one side. Let's see what I can do here. The opposing colors are making an interesting pattern. So I'm going to see if I can utilize that. Let's see, finish twisting this one all the way up. Got quite a bit here, which we can utilize. Okay, so I'm going to trim this little tail off. All right, so now what I want to do is I actually want to make, so I have the front of my crystal. This is going to be my bail, so I'm going to make this into my bail. Just like the earring wrap, you start with your chain nose pliers. Use your finger to push over 90 degrees. 90 degrees. We're going to put our round nose pliers right inside that little elbow. I'm going to actually make my eye a bit bigger. We're going to go up, over, and down. We need to have our pliers positioned so that we can finish this loop, which means we're either going to twist them, we're going to turn our pliers, or we'll take them out and put them right back in. And then this goes all the way under to make our loop. And then I'm gonna hold that loop in my chain nose pliers just flat. You can see the loop is nice and flat. And then I'm just gonna use my fingers to wrap this around. Nice consecutive wrap all the way down. All right, so now I have these 2 little tails. I think what I will do is take this tail and curl it. Wrap that little sharp bit in. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing with this tail. I haven't cut it off, it's still just there. So I'm just tucking in this little sharp part so that it doesn't catch anything. So there. Got our two little tails, got our wrap, and then it will go on our, oh, I forgot. This is a little bit loose. So if you have a loose crystal, this is where we would tighten things up. So these actually ended up being pretty tight. It's not moving much at all. Can't really move that crystal out of there. However, you can see this piece is a little bit loose. The kyanite in there is a little bit loose. All you need to do is find that little loose bit, take your pliers and just turn. And that's going to take up the slack for you and tighten everything up. I want that to go down a little bit. You can see that kind of tightened that up there. But now I think I'm going to do one here. Maybe one here. Well, there, 1, 2, 3. I know my kyanite's in there, my shungite's in there, and we've got a nice wrapped crystal. My bail is nice and big for a cord or a necklace or a chain or whatever it happens to be. And that is the basic wire wrap crystal. So if you wanted to add beads, after you do your wrap and before you connect your two pieces on the opposite sides, you just add your beads in. And they can be anywhere. On either side, here's some fluorite with a nice piece of selenite. That's actually really pretty. So that is the basic wire wrap crystal. And we look forward to seeing you at our next class. Alrighty, you guys, have a good one. Thanks. Bye.